How you feel? All right, guys, so we're gonna get started.
Hi.
Hi. Make sure you guys are muted, okay? Let's see. Make sure we're all good. Everyone can hear me, hopefully. And also make sure that you have a strap or like a belt if you don't have a strap, and then a block as well. If you don't have a block, you can use like a book or something of that nature. All right. All right. And then if you're not, well, I sent out the link for the playlist I'll be using. If you did not get that link, if you go to my Spotify, Brittany Pyrus Yoga, it's the 45-minute, labeled 45-minute flow and go. So you can go onto that. And so I'll be playing music, but you may not be able to hear it fully. Yeah. And then every time, every Monday at 1, I'm here. If you ever have any requests, you can always message me personally, send them to me ahead of time. You can always comment in the chat if you have something you want to request for next week, because that's always fun. So we're going to start seated. So go ahead and have a seat on maybe a block. And just allow yourself to settle in. Shoulders can rest away from your ears. Relax the shoulders. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Just a few breaths like that, letting everything settle in. Feeling the space beneath you. Noticing how your body's feeling today. If there's anywhere in the body that needs a little bit more attention, a little bit more love, you can send that there using your breath. And then offer yourself an intention for this practice, whatever resonates with you. So lately in my personal practice, I've been kind of working on sitting with emotions that come up, and that can be good or bad emotions, whatever they are. Rather than trying to get rid of them, trying to just sit with them and observing what changes in the mind and body. Once you have that intention, repeat it to yourself with each breath in and each breath out. And take a deep breath in again. Exhale through your mouth. And on your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead, gathering up that energy. Settle the shoulders away from your ears. Circle the wrists. Getting some energy flowing. So the one thing I love about teaching from home is that my cats get to be involved. Hopefully you guys are playing or doing yoga with your animals as well. Go ahead and take your right hand to the floor. Left arm will reach over. Press the left knee down. Reach the fingertips away from your knee. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, other side, left hand to the floor, right arm reaches over. Press the right knee down as you reach the fingertips away. And slowly come back up. Again, settle the shoulders, make a fist, circle those wrists again. And then take your hands behind your back. You can interlace the fingers, or you can take your hands to the floor. If your fingers are interlaced, straighten the arms, but try to keep your palms together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, roll them down away from your ears. You can move the head side to side. And then release the arms, roll the shoulders a few times. All right, and then grab your strap, whatever you're using for that. You can also go ahead and start your playlist if you're following along there. And then go ahead and open your strap up. And you'll take it in front of you. Arms are straight. As you inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, you'll take the strap behind you. So if you need to widen your arms here, you're welcome to do that. But you're trying to keep the arms as straight as you can. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you lower. You can linger wherever it feels sticky. And then on the next inhale, lifting back up. As you exhale, again, bend to the right. Maybe that right hand comes to the floor. Try to open the chest up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back up. Exhale to the other side. Maybe the hand comes to the floor. Open the chest. Inhale, back up. Lower the hands in front, circle the shoulders. All right, go ahead and come off your block, find your tabletop position. So starting to get into the spine a little bit here. Make some circles, maybe through some cat-cows, whatever feels natural in your body today. Sophie. And then make your way into a child's pose, hips to heels. Taking a few breaths there. And then make your way into a downward facing dog, first one of the practice. Bend the knee, shift the hips side to side. And then as you inhale, shift the weight into that plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Draw your low belly in. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Inhale, shift the weight forward, shoulders over wrists, belly draws in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving at your own pace, warming up the shoulders. And then when you're ready, find that child's pose again. Knees to the floor, hips to heels. Few breaths here. You can add some movement, maybe move the hips or the forehead side to side. All right, shift your weight into your hands again. Find that tabletop position. Take your right leg, lift it up, make some circles with it. Working into some range of motion in the hip. And then straighten the leg back, pull your belly in, flatten the low back. Reach the opposite arm forward. Find stillness here. Pressing through that back heel. And then lower your left hand. Rotate that right hip up. So you can always drop the right knee or right foot if you want to. Right arm will lift. Maybe the right leg stays lifted. You want a little bit more, you might bend that right knee, maybe reach for the ankle. Breathe. Without flinging, release that bind if you have it, and then bring your right knee towards your chest. Slowly step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift your arms. Settle shoulders. Lower the hands to the floor, lift the back knee, step it forward. Forward fold. Take a few breaths here. You can grab elbows, maybe sway. And then inhale, lift up halfway, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold back down. Halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, fold, make your way to your plank. Shoulders over wrist, belly draws in. Exhale, bend all the way down at the same time. Everything touches. And then inhale, lift up just a little bit for a low cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Just a little, pull the shoulders back. And lower. One more, lift up, roll shoulders back, squeezing elbows in. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog, exhale. Couple breaths, bend the knees, shift the hips. Come back onto your knees. And then make a circle with that left leg. Finding range of motion on this side. And then extend it back, pull the belly in. Flatten the low back, reach the left arm forward. Finding stillness. Lower the hand, rotate that top hip, and then lift the left arm. Again, that top leg can be always touching the floor if you want to. You might play with bending that knee, reaching for your ankle. Again, find your breath. Slowly release the bind without flinging. Bring your knee towards your chest and then step that foot forward. Inhale, lift your arms. Relax shoulders. Take hands to the floor, lift the back knee, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, make your way to plank. Knees can be up or down, you choose. Make your way through a chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, either low cobra or upward facing dog, you choose. But in this upward dog, if you're doing it, maybe play with looking over your shoulders one at a time. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Second, or first side, I should say, lift the right leg up. Then bend the knee, circle that leg around. Same thing you did on that left knee, but now you're in that Downward facing dog, finding range of motion in the right hip. As you exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. One more, knee to nose, squeeze it in. Flex your right foot, step it forward. Crescent lunge, inhale, you lift your arms. Relax shoulders, make sure that front knee is over the ankle. Pull the left hip towards the front of your mat. As you exhale, bend the back knee halfway, squeeze elbows in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend halfway. And lift. One more, halfway. Lift, rotate your back foot, warrior two. Keep that front knee bent over the ankle, reach the fingertips away from each other. Squeeze inner thighs together. Breathe. And reverse. And then windmill your left hand to the floor, right arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Right hand down, right foot back, plank. Chaturanga or skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Exhale when you get there. Inhale the left leg up. Bend your knee, circle that leg around. And then as you exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. One more, knee to nose. Flex the foot, step it forward. Inhale, lift the arms for crescent lunge. Relax the shoulders. Settle in. As you exhale, bend the back knee halfway. Squeeze elbows in. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. One more, lower. And lift. Rotate your back foot, warrior two. Check in with that front foot. You should be able to see your front toes. Squeezing inner thighs together. And reverse. And then right hand will rotate to the floor, left arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Left hand down, downward facing dog. Exhale when you get there. Rise up to your toes, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, lift the arms. Chair pose, sink hips back. Draw your belly in. Hands can be anywhere, so if you find that having your arms up is troubling your shoulders, have them at your heart maybe. Keep breathing. Come to stand, bring your right knee with you. Circle the ankle. And then open the knee out to the side. Finding some balance. Squeeze the left glute. Come back to center. Take the foot across. So left across right. Inhale, lift arms. Fold down. So your legs are still crossed here. And then you might walk your hands towards the right. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Come back to center. The leg that's in the back, so that should be the left one, I think. Lift that one to the sky, standing split. So I don't care about getting your nose to your knee. Think about lengthening the belly button towards your knee. And then as slowly as you can, the foot that's lifted, take that one to the back of your mat. Lift the right arm, revolve lunge. All right, a little different this time. You're gonna turn all the toes to the long side of your mat. Start to sink your hip towards the floor. So left hip is sinking. Reach the right arm back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, sink them down. Inhale, lift. One more, sink them down. And lift. Both hands to the mat, find your plank. Again, you can take your chaturanga or skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Exhale when you get there. Rise up to your toes, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flatten the back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, lift the arms. Chair pose, sink your hips back. Relax the shoulders. Find your breath. Inhale, come to stand, lift the left knee into your chest. Settle shoulders down. So notice when you're in moments of stress, are your shoulders creeping up by your ears? Take that knee over to the side. Find stability from the right hip. Come back to center. Cross the leg over. Find a fold. Keep the knees soft. Walk your hands maybe to the left. So if this is too much on your low back, you can always grab a block and kind of elevate yourself that way. Come back to center. The leg that's in the back, right leg to the sky, standing split. Again, finding length from your belly button reaching towards your knee. Slowly, right foot to the floor, left arm to the sky, revolve lunge, but turn all the toes to the long side of your mat. Sink your hips down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, sink them down, left arm reaching for the back of the mat. Inhale, lift. One more, lower. And lift. Turn everything to the front of the mat, make your way to plank. Now, you can skip your downward facing, your vinyasa, or you can take it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Don't feel like you have to take a vinyasa every time. Honor where your body is. And then lower knees, find your child's pose. Few breaths here. Check in with how your body's feeling and notice specifically what your breath is doing. So the breath is a clue into intensity of the practice. So if at any point your breath is changing, that's kind of your clue that you might need to slow down. All right, go ahead and find your way to downward facing dog. And then inhale the right leg up. Bend your knee, start to open up the hip. Maybe start to flip your dog. See how slow and controlled you can make that movement. And then as slow and controlled as you went into it, come back out of it, right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the arms. Settle shoulders. Open up, warrior two. And reverse. Then right elbow to right thigh, extended side angle. Left arm can reach forward. Find a nice long line between the right hand and the right foot. I'm sorry, left hand and left foot. Maybe the right hand reaches for the floor. And then slowly start to shift into that right leg, Ardha Chandrasana. This is where your block can come in handy. You might put your hand on that block. You might not, you decide. And then maybe dare to wobble here. So if you are pretty stable, maybe bend the left knee. Maybe reach for your ankle. And then as slowly as you can, release it if you had that bind. Warrior two. And reverse. Left hand to the floor, right onto the sky, revolve lunge. Turn all the toes to the long side, sink the hips down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink it down. And lift. One more. Both hands on the mat, find your plank. Vinyasa or skip it. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Start to maybe flip your dog if you're ready for it. And then slowly unflip your dog. Left foot to the top of your mat. Crescent lunge. To warrior two. Squeeze inner thighs together. And reverse. Extended side angle, right elbow, right thigh. No, left elbow, left thigh. I usually mirror you guys. I don't know if I'm doing that right now. Settle in. Maybe that bottom hand reaches for the floor. And then shift into that front foot, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Again, option to use a block here. Maybe bend the back knee. You might be able to reach for the ankle or foot. And if you fall, who cares? Very slowly release the bind if you had it. Warrior two. And reverse. Right hand to the floor, left arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Turn all the toes to the long side of your mat, sink your hips down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, sink. And lift. One more. Lift, left hand down, left foot back, find your plank again, vinyasa or skip it. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lower knees, find your child's pose, hips to heels. Again, notice what your breath is doing. All right, find your way back into downward facing dog. Rise up to your toes, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flatten the back, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, lift the arms. Exhale, chair pose, sink hips back. All right, take your hands to your heart. Start to lift the right leg and shoot it back for warrior three. Keep your belly pulled in. It can be helpful to take your hand there to remind yourself. Maybe hands reach forward, maybe not. Slowly send that foot to the back of your mat, but a shorter stance, coming into pyramid pose. So again, here's where your block may come in handy. You can use that if you need to. You might wiggle the hips side to side. And then press into the left big toe and pull the left hip back at the same time. So you're finding space there in that left hip. All right. Take your hands to your heart. Use your back muscles. Come to stand. And then bring that right knee into your chest. Again, open the right knee out to the side. Come back to center. This time, twist. So right arm is going to reach back. Left hand to the knee. Come back to center, hands at your heart. Cross the ankle over left thigh, sink hips back. Few options here. So you can just get comfortable with this. If you have a wall or a chair close by, you might use that as help. You can take your elbows onto your leg. You can wrap kind of around your top leg for a bind. You can take your hands to the floor. If you know an arm balance, you're welcome to do that. All right, and then come to stand. The leg that's crossed, you're gonna cross it all the way over. So now the foot's on the floor. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold back down. The leg that's in the back, lift it to the sky, standing split. Slowly take the leg to the back of your mat. Find your plank. Maybe this time it's one-legged. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog, exhale. Rise up to your toes, step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, reach the arms up. Chair pose, hips sink. Start to lift your left leg, shoot it back, warrior three. Pull the belly in, reach through that back heel. Slowly come to stand. Nope, just kidding. Take it to the back of your mat, hands to the floor, pyramid pose. You can wiggle hips here. Press into the right big toe and pull the right hip back at the same time. Hands at your heart, come to stand. Bring the left knee into your chest. Circle the ankle. Open that knee out to the side. Come back to center. Twist, left arm back. Pull the belly in. Back to center. Flex the left toes, cross that ankle over your right thigh, sink hips back. Again, you can find balance here. Maybe the elbows come to the thigh. Maybe you do a bind. Arm balance option here. right, slowly come up. Cross the left foot all the way over. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. The legs that's in the back lifted to the sky, standing split. Take that leg to the back of your mat. Left leg back, maybe a three-legged plank. You can chaturanga or skip it. Exhale when you get there. Find your child's pose, knees to the floor, hips to heels. Check in with your breath. All right, lift yourself back into that downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky. Bring your knee to your nose, squeeze it in. Step the foot forward. Lower your back knee. And then inhale the arms up for a low lunge. Hands to the inside of that front leg for a lizard lunge. Now, turn the left toes, the one that's in the front, turn the toes out. Then you can take your hand to the inner thigh and kind of push in the direction of your toes. So kind of out, but also forward. Then turn the toes forward, hands to the floor. You can come a little bit lower if you want to. You can always use that block underneath your forearms. All right, come back onto your hands. So we're gonna play a game. How much of yourself can you fit under yourself? So take your left arm under your right leg. No, left arm underneath your left leg. And then just kind of see if you can get your shoulder under there. There's no like point of enlightenment here. It's just you're playing around. You might be able to lift your left foot. And then like it never happened, take your arm back out. Now bend the back knee and you're trying to reach your heel towards your glute. Maybe pulse. If you want to, you can grab hold of your ankle with whatever hand. So sometimes I like to do same side, sometimes opposite side. So do whatever feels best for you. Slowly release the bind. Send your hips back for a half split, straighten the front leg. So you can use blocks or your block here if you need to. Maybe wiggle the hips. If you have a full split in your practice, you can do that now. All right, come back into that half, that lizard lunge. And then walk your left toes to the opposite side of the mat for a half pigeon. So make sure both hips are squared with the mat. Watch your back foot. Make sure that the heel and the toe is in line with each other, that your foot is not sickling inward. See if you can lift your hands. Maybe the back knee lifts. When you're ready for it, maybe fold. Start to slow your breath down. And then walk your hands back up. Roll onto your left hip. Swing the right leg across. Seated twist. So maybe start off with the hands behind you. Push into the hands to lift your chest. If you want to twist, you can twist towards that top leg. Back to center. All right, you're gonna take the top leg now that it's, so I would kind of move actually the bottom foot first, so you can kind of heel toe it towards the front a little bit. And then the top leg, you're trying to get it parallel with the bottom leg. Okay, so if there's a lot of space between your top knee and your bottom foot, you can put a block there. If you put your hands behind you, push into them, it kind of helps that knee lower a little bit more. And depending on how open you are here, hands can stay behind you, you can fold, see what feels good. All right, and then the top leg now, swing it behind you. Find your way to downward facing dog again. If you want to take another vinyasa, you're welcome to. And then left knee towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Hopefully we're on the left side. If you're not, just do the other side. Lower that back knee. Inhale, lift your arms, low lunge. Hands to the inside of the front leg for lizard lunge. Turn the toes outward though. Take your right hand or left hand, I'm confused as to what side we're on now. And you're pushing the front knee away from you, but also slightly forward. Turn the toes forward, hands back to the mat. Find your lizard lunge. Again, you can go as deeply as you want to. Come back onto your hands. Flex the back foot. Try to get the heel towards your glute. So you might pulse. You might reach for your foot with your same or opposite hand, you choose. Release the bind slowly. Start to send your hips back into that half split. You can move the hips around here. Point or flex the foot. Option to take that full Hanumanasana. Come back into that lizard lunge. Heel toe the foot to the opposite side of the mat. Find that half pigeon. Again, it doesn't matter if that front leg's parallel, just mainly if the hips are square. And you want the back foot not sickling inward. Lift the hands maybe. Maybe lift that back knee. Option to fold when you're ready for it. So it's a good practice to get into with the with pigeon, to be able to lift your hips, because it really kind of makes the hips activate first before you get into that more passive stretch. So it's nice to be able to do both. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure you guys can see me because I just got a notification. Okay. All right, and then go ahead and roll onto the left hip. Take that top leg across. Sitting up nice and tall. And you can twist towards that top leg. All right, come back to center. The bottom leg will scoot forward a little bit, so it's kind of parallel. Top leg will do the same thing. You're crossing one leg over the other, so we're in fire log. And I tend to be a little tighter in these, so my knee is a little bit higher. You can always put a block there, but I find if you push into the hands, you can kind of press the knee down a little bit more. Welcome to fold if that's in your practice. All right, and then swing that leg back. Find your downward facing dog. Couple breaths there. Lower knees, find a child's pose. Maybe this time widening your knees, so taking a bit of a wider child's pose could feel good here. A few breaths in that child's pose. All right, go ahead and walk yourself up. Swing your legs in front of you. And then have your strap handy. And then you're gonna lay on your back. Knees into your chest to start, rock side to side. You can circle the knees around. All right, and then take your strap around your right foot. Straighten that leg up to the ceiling. Left leg can extend. And then using your strap, try to get the toes maybe a little closer to your face. Keep the elbows relaxed. And then take your strap into your right hand. You can open that right leg out to the side. Come back to center. And then we'll switch legs. Left foot in where the right foot is. Right foot will extend. Keep your elbows relaxed. Again, you can sway the leg side to side. Maybe working the toes a little bit closer. Then take the strap into your left hand, open the left leg out to the side. And then slowly back up. Both feet in the strap now. And then same thing, both elbows are down. You're trying to inch the toes a little bit closer, maybe sway. Try not to let the hips come off the floor. And then you can kind of play with walking your hands up towards your feet, either keeping hold of your strap or reaching for your toes. And if you're reaching for your toes, or even if you're not, try to press the backs of the knees away from your face. Ground the shoulders into the floor. And then release the strap down. Bring your knees into your chest. You can open the knees wide, rock side to side. And then arms out to the sides. Take your knees to the right for a twist. Start to slow your breath down. Start to tune into the sound of your breath. Maybe tuning into the sounds around you. And then very slowly come back to center. Take the knees to the left. Again, observing your breath here, listening to those sounds, both internal and external. And very slowly come back to center. You can take a happy baby here if you'd like. Reach for the feet or the ankles. If you have something else in your practice you'd like to include, you're welcome to do that. And then eventually take your feet to the floor. This is where you can grab your block. So we're headed into Shavasana. If you want some hip opening, maybe some low back support, you can put that block underneath your sacrum. Knees can stay bent or you can straighten them out, which is a little bit deeper. But notice if you're clenching your back and if it's too much, feel free to keep the feet down. You want to keep yourself as relaxed as you can. Or you can take whatever position feels best in your body. So take a few moments to get into your Shavasana of choice. And then let your eyes close, let the body soften. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, the jaw. And I want to share a quote with you. By Pico Iyer. In many a piece of music, it's the pause or the rest that gives the piece its beauty and its shape. And I know I, as a writer, will often try to include a lot of empty space on the page so the reader can complete my thoughts and sentences and so that their imagination has room to breathe. So allow yourself to focus on those pauses between your inhales and your exhales. See where you can find peace and calm in those pauses. When we move into in a yoga practice, our bodies in flow, it's in movement, but then it just makes that stillness that much better. Same goes with the breath. The movement of our inhales and our exhales makes the pauses so much better. Allow yourself to return to that intention that you offer yourself at the beginning, that mantra that you chose to focus on. And begin to deepen your breath. Just observing how it feels to take a deeper breath. And when you're ready, incorporate little movements that feel natural. Small things first, maybe then bigger things. Eventually you can bring your knees into your chest. If you're still on that block, you can move that to the side. Roll to your side. And then eventually make your way to a seat. And once in that seat, take your hands together at your heart. Bringing awareness to your heart space. Sending breath, love, and gratitude there. That your body's able to move. And finding stillness, which makes that movement that much better. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Light in me honors and sees that light in each one of you. Gratitude for sharing this practice together, even though we're not necessarily in the same room. Namaste. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna move closer because I see chat things. Yeah, I was having some issues with the link today, so that's why you guys didn't get it a little bit earlier, but normally we try to send it out about 15 minutes beforehand. Yeah, and I'm glad that there are some animals in the room with you guys, which is fun. The cat finally settled down right there, so.
That's mine.
Those are the best. See, I feel like that's the only bad thing about a yoga studio practice is that you can't have your animals with you.
No animals. And when it's time to go back to work, he's going to need sedatives. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, so. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll be here next week at the same time, 1 o'clock. But yeah, if you have any questions, requests, feel free to message me ahead of time. And yeah, thanks for coming.
That was very, very good. Thank you.
Stephanie, bye. Zaza, I don't know how you say your name. Have a good one.